Jagersfontein community in the Free State still very much in a state of despair. You remember, of course, that mining dam collapsed there last year, leaving hundreds of families homeless, also highlighting the plight of the people affected by mining operations in that area. Well, government had promised to help everyone pick up the pieces, but is that the case? Many are saying it hasn't exactly worked out. Let's head over to our reporter in the area this morning. There it is for us. Aviwe Mtila, good morning to you. And you're standing still very much, and I feel like you and I had this conversation last year where the houses were destroyed. Doesn't look like much has changed in Jagersfontein. Aviwe, good morning.
Good morning, Gareth. And it was actually 7 months ago when I was here myself, those promises being made by the then Free State Premier Sisi Ntombela, of course, of helping those 164 families that were displaced at the time get shelters. In fact, I'm going to step out a shot and my colleague Joe Komane is going to show you that nothing much has changed. In fact, those houses are still in rubble, hardly a building in place here, as of course those families are desperately still in need. Now we're hearing that the Deputy President is going to be here and of course helping with those service delivery woes, but the people of Jagersfontein, actually, Gareth, will tell you that the silver lining in all of what has happened was the hope that it would put a spotlight on their woes. For 10 years at least they haven't had water, for years they haven't had houses. In fact, the majority of them are unemployed and they live in fact in a mining community. In fact, if you talk of Jagersfontein, the earliest diamond finds in the 1800s, biggest diamond finds were in this particular town. In the 1900s, they had the cleanest cut diamonds. So you'd expect that people around here would be living in relative comfort, but what you'd see on the ground is actually the total opposite of that. In fact, I want to catch up with one of the residents that I just saw moments ago, an arrival here, trying to get an idea of what has happened since September, when, of course, that dam collapsed and maybe the living conditions. Mdomkulu, thank you for joining us at eNCA in Jagersfontein. But tell us, what has been happening? Is there anything being done by government and the mine itself to help the community here?
To be honest, up to now, what is happening is only meetings after meetings, government officials and everybody who is supposed to be a stakeholder in this reaching the solution for this problem has just been this, let us call it a talk show campaign taking place every month. I'm sure it's only for official purposes to claim that we have gone to that area, but nothing really is getting done. And then there's been confusion around these things. Somebody is promising people, they will be doing this for people, and others will be. It's only kind of conflicting solutions that comes out instead of the real thing taking place.
And are the houses, just as the house that we see here, those that were damaged, of course, by that dam collapse, are they still in this rubble that we're seeing here? And things like service delivery that was promised 7 months ago, is it happening?
Not real. By just mouth talk will say service delivery is taking place, especially for these affected people. It's only mouth talk, not talk show you, as I have said. It's only talk show. Nothing really takes place.
Okay, and now Deputy President is going to be here, of course, expected at least around 8:30. Do you have hope that anything will change here?
Hopefully that one must be one of his statements, but statements without action don't take us anywhere.
Okay. Jagersfontein, let's let you be, but still trying to show you around, of course, Gareth, on the damage that was caused by the wall collapse here and what has happened. You heard from Jagersfontein there that not much has happened. It's just meetings that are happening regularly with no real action on the ground. I mean, I was here myself 7 months ago where a strong delegation that comprised of the mayor of Kopanang local municipality on the ground here, the then premier of the Free State, Sisi Ntombela, and some other key stakeholders that you'd expect to help alleviate the woes and the burdens of the people that they face here. And in fact, as they said to me some 7 months ago, Gareth, they were sort of hopeful that things would change, given that they've been living in abject poverty for years. No water for 10 years at least, and relying on JoJo tanks to come and service the water here. No houses per se, and they tell you that Home Affairs is situated in nearby Jagersfontein. That's at least 50 kilometers outside, where you'd have to actually take a taxi or hitchhike to get to Jagersfontein if you need anything that's related to Home Affairs, because inside the town of Jagersfontein itself there is no Home Affairs. They feel that they've been forgotten, and they've been hopeful that some sort of relief and hope would happen. We don't know what's going to happen now that the Deputy President is in the town here. Paul Mashatile, of course, expected for that photo opportunity at around 10:30, and some of what we'll be bringing you on the ground, as the people of Jagersfontein are still in hope that at least some change will happen here for them.
Yeah, statements without action take you nowhere. I love that particular way of describing it. So apart from the photo opportunity as well, Aviwe, just two questions which you can wrap it all up for me before I say goodbye to you. One, I imagine the Deputy President is going to meet with the residents itself, or is it going to be just an official in the area? And two, this might seem like an obvious question, but just elaborate for me. Those houses where you're walking around at the moment, is anybody inhabiting any of those houses at the moment? Because I can't imagine it's safe for anyone to be staying inside them.
It's 164 families that were displaced. The majority of them have left. We absolutely haven't gone in and knocked on some of these dwellings, but Jagersfontein lives. It's just in a house opposite here. His wasn't extensively damaged, but it was damaged nonetheless. So he's managing to still reside there, but he's hoping that government, will come and intervene and try to get them back to at least where they were before. But we're expecting Deputy President, of course, to engage the community members here. It's a program that stretches on to at least 1 o'clock. We'll be on the ground. We'll be showing you just the town of Jagersfontein. I remember the package that I put together just some 7 months ago, showing the municipality building. You'd be shocked at the state that it's in, really in disbelief that that could be a municipality building. It would show, for example, how places like Home Affairs aren't unavailable here. You'd get them some 50 kilometers outside, where for the unemployed person that needs anything to do with Home Affairs, it eats out of the pocket essentially. You have to hitchhike, which costs, I think I remember it was 50 Rand at the time, and to come back again. So 100 Rand just to access the services of Home Affairs, some of what the people of Jagersfontein have to deal with on a daily basis here.